players for India. And despite that, India have gone on to win this match, thanks largely to Siraj, who's had an outstanding match. Prasiddha Krishna, just a step behind, if not in step with Siraj. And of course, don't forget, also, look, when you look at the, how the series has unraveled, you'll find that some player or the other has come up with a contribution that has made a big difference. So in the last match, you had Yashasvi Jaiswal, who started with a century in the first test match, hadn't done much for three test matches, comes back or finishes the series with a century. And that gives India the buffer or the score to defend. Otherwise, you could have lost this match far easier. So I think that, Bumrah, it's a bit of a complicated issue, complex issue for India to, how to manage Bumrah's workload issue and with the serious commitments that are there. You
And it's a
see, it's all
long-term issue
linked to
that we
the.
really have to think about and figure out what the solution for that would be. Sorry to interrupt you there. I'll come back to you. But Ben Stokes is, I believe, addressing the media. We'll just cut across.
Yeah, recording about excellent. We've got England captain Ben Stokes going to go to James Coldplay.
Ben, a dramatic finish to an incredible series. How do you sum it all up and your emotions at the end there?
I think the series as a whole, even before this game, it was just all 4 games going to 5 days. This one again, and yeah, it's been toe to toe pretty much for 25 days. Two very good teams who have thrown everything at each other, left nothing out there. So I guess from a cricket fan's point of view, you sort of go 2-2 is probably fair. Obviously, we're disappointed now to have not got the result that we wanted to give us a series win. So there's obviously that disappointment, a little bit of frustration there as well from everyone. But yeah, I think as a massive advocate of this format and Test cricket as a whole, this has certainly been one of those series that can hopefully keep that narrative around Test cricket is dying, and disappointed from obviously a playing point of view, but as a advocate of the game, the series has been fantastic to be part of.
With Root and Brook batting yesterday, do you think you were going to get over the line? And what did you make of the nature of Brook's dismissal?
Obviously 380 is obviously a very large total to try and chase down. But as the game got deeper and deeper, the way that the wicket was playing completely changed from days 1 and days 2. So we knew that if any of our lads were to get in, then that was going to give us a good chance. Harry got us into that position by playing in a particular way, putting the Indian bowlers under immense pressure to take them away from being able to consistently bowl the areas that they wanted to bowl. I'm sure everyone was applauding him when he brought up his 100 in the way that he did. Some of the shots he played were unbelievable. The dismissal and the way that he got out was a shot that we've seen a lot of him do in that innings, which I'm sure was getting a lot of praise.
Do you feel a stronger team off the back of this series as you look ahead to the Ashes? Have there been key lessons learned across this series from your point of view?
No, I think we were in a nice, strong place coming into the series. I think from a team point of view, and certainly as an individual point of view, some guys will leave the series, found out a lot more about themselves. In particular this game, with Chris Wokes going down early on with that unfortunate shoulder injury, then the responsibility and that fell on Gus, Tungi and Jamie's shoulders. Not only that, but obviously the roles completely changed by then as to why they were selected and the impact that we thought they would have on the game. They had to dig deep, in particular in our second innings of bowling. Look, I think there's a couple of guys who've left the series when they've been given the opportunities that they found out a lot more about themselves in a very, very positive way.
And on Chris Wokes, you mentioned his bravery.
Rajiv continues to be with us. He's been reporting for us from England throughout the series. He's at the Oval where celebrations are still continuing, is what we're learning. Rajiv, क्या अभी भी माहौल वैसा ही है जैसे एक घंटे पहले तक था? क्या अभी भी दर्शक इंडियंस जो काफ़ी दूर से आए हैं इंग्लैंड से, इंग्लैंड के बाहर से भी काफ़ी लोग आए थे मैच देखने के लिए, क्या वो अभी वही हैं? We'll try and reconnect that line with my colleague Rajiv there. He's been reporting, like I said, getting us the mood and feel from on ground. But this is a series that India has now levelled. Many would say that Mohammad Siraj has gone from being a possible villain to the hero of this Oval Test. It was a nail-biting finish, one that would keep you at the edge of your seats. The turning point really came in the second half yesterday when many saw that India would still have a fighting chance. And then this morning, a cloudy, gloomy day at the Oval, but not for India, because that's how that match was turned around, and of course, the series was levelled by India. We'll keep a track of that and much more here on Nation at 5, but for now, it's time for a quick break.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
The proceedings in the criminal defamation case against leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi over the remarks made by him about the Indian Army in the context of the 2020 Galwan Valley clash with China. Now, even though interim relief was granted during the hearing, the bench made oral remarks expressing disapproval of Rahul's remarks.
I think they've proven a few things. As far as this series is concerned, Atul Vasan, the fact that we need not rely on one or two superstar names, that, the rest of the team also not only has the bench strength to come in, but also, the heart and the capability to perform.
Yeah, well, this is a nice rhetoric. I understand the point. It's a macro view. But, you need a couple of big guns also. And the big guns are produced or created only when the old guns retire. And, we always thought he's not there. Just Pete Bumrah's on and off presence. But he did his job, and then the newcomers. So when you throw somebody in the deep end and they come and swim ashore, and that is when the guy is ready. So, a boy is only ready when you actually, when he knows that there is nobody coming to save him. And I think this is the point, and you're right. So I will just talk generically. I will not name a couple of players, but this is a team effort. And Shubman Gill is the captain for the next 10 years.
Yes, Shubman Gill is the captain for the next 10 years. Atul, thanks a lot for joining us. I also want to go back across to Rajiv, who's actually there outside the Oval. The series has taken a lot of twists and turns, and India was in it right throughout, from the very first day of this test series to the very last. What an enthralling series, first of all, it has been. We knew that even England is not really the England of the olden days or even what we witnessed in the last decade. But this Indian team was also young, it was inexperienced, so much pressure. Shubman Gill के shoulders पे कितना pressure था और उनके पास जो team थी वो भी ऐसा लग रहा था कि बहुत young है और काफी लोग बीच-बीच में available भी नहीं थे, तो बहुत headache थे team से.
बिल्कुल, अगर आप लेकिन इस पूरी सीरीज का अगर आप एनालिसिस करें तो ज्यादातर सेशंस जो होते हैं टेस्ट मैच में वो भारतीय टीम ने जीते, भारतीय टीम ने डोमिनेट किए और एक यंग टीम से जो पहली बार मुझे लग रहा है उसमें कई खिलाड़ी ऐसे थे जो इंग्लैंड पहली बार आ रहे थे और इंग्लैंड की कंडीशंस हमेशा बहुत टफ होती हैं किसी भी यंग क्रिकेटर के लिए, वो चाहे बॉलर हो चाहे बैट्समैन हो. अगर आपको यहाँ के आपकी कंडीशन यहाँ के पिचेस जो है उससे एडजस्ट करना और उसके बाद यहाँ पे अपना 100% देना, ये तमाम चैलेंजेस थे इस युवा टीम के सामने. और लीड्स का मैच अगर आप याद करें ऑलमोस्ट सिचुएशन ओवल जैसी ही थी जहाँ पर हमने 372 रन दिए इंग्लैंड को, लेकिन वहाँ पे क्योंकि इनएक्सपीरियंस था, थोड़ी हमारी गलतियां हुई फील्डिंग में और वो हम टेस्ट मैच हार गए. उसके बाद हमने एजवेस्टन ने शानदार कमबैक किया. लॉर्ड्स टेस्ट मैच कौन भूल सकता है, इतना क्लोज इनकाउंटर जहां पे सिराज वो अनलकी तरीके से बोल्ड हुए और वहां पे इंग्लैंड ने लीड ली. और उसके बाद मैनचेस्टर, अगर आप याद करें तो वो टेस्ट मैच भी भारत के लिए याद किया जाएगा जिस तरह से टेस्ट मैच ड्रॉ किया. तो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर और रविंद्र